G'day everyone, and welcome back to another live stream for the Aussie Investing Machine. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Lots of exciting stuff to cover in this episode. As you probably all know, it is the start of the reporting season. We've seen a few results already, and we've seen some pretty wild moves in the market. Some massive stocks to cover in this episode. I'm sure you've all seen the thumbnail. We'll be having a look at Afterpay, Zip, and also Airbnb, three stocks which have undoubtedly had some incredible results. So really excited to go into those in a little bit of detail, and then just cover market news in general, and also take all of your questions as they come through. So please feel free to ask a question at any time. Happy to answer all of them. I will get to all of them. I'll probably start off as per usual doing the presentation, and then we'll jump straight into your questions as they come through. Let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see a video on in the future. Happy to do that as well. So probably start by jumping into the presentation in just a moment, so bear with me. I'll share my screen. I hope all of you have had a good week so far. Yeah, we're halfway through the week, so. All right, Pat, how you doing, mate? Hopped on the Northern Star bandwagon today. You beauty. Yeah, what a great company. Super wrapped with my purchase as well, although you've probably got in at a better point than I have, that's for sure. Dave, good to see you here, mate. Thanks for joining in on the live stream. Can't wait to hear some of your questions in a minute. Let's just see what's been happening with Northern Star just before I get started. Northern Star, yeah, it's come back up finally. That's good. I don't think I bought in at $13. Let me just check that. Yeah, Northern Star bought in at $12.84. Okay, so I'm down a bit, but yeah, I think it'll come back strong. So let's get straight into it. I'll jump into this presentation. So live stream number 10, there's a bit of a milestone. So thanks for everyone for supporting the channel, of course. Afterpay. So a lot of people would have heard of Afterpay, if not everybody would have heard of Afterpay. Yeah, massive company, massive growing company on the ASX, and it's enjoyed some extreme success. If you don't know what Afterpay does, you might have been living under a rock, but I'm happy to go through it here. Afterpay allows customers to shop now and pay later in 4 fortnightly repayments. So that's their repayment model. And if customers pay on time, there's no interest charges or fees. So awesome model there. And I guess it's positioned mainly at millennials, and it aims to be an alternative to the credit card. No fees like a credit card. Having said that, some credit cards don't charge an annual fee. And if you pay a credit card off on time, which is usually once a month, then you don't get any fees either. So a well-used and well-selected credit card could offer definitely more benefits than Afterpay, but I think the accessibility of the platform makes it so powerful, and that's why we've seen this fantastic growth in the company. In terms of what sort of volumes they're doing, that was something I was really interested in to see sort of where they are at the moment and where they can expand to. They have about 10% share of all e-commerce transactions in Australia, which is absolutely huge, for a company that only really got going about 2 years ago. Yeah, that's a massive portion of the market to have. So incredible work so far. They've launched into the US and the UK, and they've had some really strong momentum in the US, far outstripping the pace of growth that they were able to achieve in Australia. The addressable market size is trillions. Obviously, it involves every transaction under $1,000. So yeah, crazy amount of potential for the company. And they're targeting gross sales of about 20 billion by 2022, which is just insane. Afterpay only approves one order at a time. And if a payment is not made by a customer, they can't make any more purchases. So that's a really key component of how they manage risk. And the US launch, as I mentioned, is scaling way faster than it did in Australia. If we look at the market cap of some of these players in this space, we can see Afterpay, 5.9 bill, just pales in comparison to the big US players, PayPal, MasterCard and Visa. More on PayPal soon, because PayPal has launched a buy now, pay later service as well, which is something that is definitely worth speaking to, because I really think it's a massive source of competition for Afterpay and Zip. So we can see here, this is sort of their goal and their approach. So they're encouraging responsible spending. It's the core of what they do. And they talk about how the traditional credit industry, essentially to make money, relies on buyers not being able to pay things off in time. As we mentioned, credit card interest kicks in if you don't pay off your balance at the end of 30 days, typically. So we have a look here. Traditional credit industry needs the customer to lose, survives by charging interest, whereas Afterpay trusts in the next generation to pay off their repayments, and they put the consumer first. They don't charge interest, and your account is paused if you miss a single payment. So the way Afterpay makes money is by charging the merchant, and it's a pretty steep fee. It's high. It's like 3.9%, which is a lot. However, they justify this cost by looking at conversion rates, and there's something like a 20% lift on average in conversion rates for people who implement Afterpay on their stores. So they say, yep, it's a 3.9% charge. It's not cheap. However, we essentially, this is what businesses have been able to do with our offering, and it really will increase your revenue. So that's the rationale behind Afterpay. If we look at Zip Pay, a lot of people might be thinking, what's the difference between Afterpay and Zip? So Zip is more like a line of credit. It's a flexible payment schedule, and it gives you more time to pay back money borrowed. It's definitely more flexible than Afterpay. It's a longer repayment term if you choose it to be. There's a minimum monthly payment of $40 a month that you have to pay back. Purchases are interest-free, similar to Afterpay, but there's a $6 monthly fee if you don't pay anything in 60 days. So if we look at this fee comparison between the two, the limits are different as well. So Afterpay has a larger limit, but they don't tell you what that limit is. It's worked out by an algorithm. So you might have a $700 limit on Afterpay, and you go to buy something that's $800 and you'll get rejected. So the customer can't find out easily what their limit is. So that's a bit of a negative. Zip, lower limit, but you know exactly what you can spend. So repayments, there's the difference there. So no scheduled repayments on Zip, a bit more flexible. Afterpay, it's a rigid fortnightly payment. So whether one's better than the other, I'm not really sure. I haven't used either, to be honest. I've used credit cards before, mainly to earn Qantas points, but haven't had the need to use Afterpay or Zip. If you have, let me know. I'd love to know what your experience is. I have set up an e-commerce store before and tried to implement Afterpay, and I was really turned off by that 3.9% fee, but didn't really get it into a place where it was up and running and selling goods. So I can't speak to the ability of Afterpay to increase revenue. The account fee, none. There's an account fee for Zip, which is that $6 a month if there's an outstanding balance. So that's a big positive for Afterpay, in my opinion. And then the late fee, the late fee. So yes, there is a late fee. For Afterpay, it's less for Zip. It's a high level comparison between the two. We'll get more on this comparison in the next slide. I'll just see what other comments we've got coming in. G'day Kay, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. Great review. Yep, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all your comments always. Not only do I personally appreciate the feedback, but it also helps the algorithm. So keep it up. Nico Greco, how you doing, mate? The Bull Shepherd, how you doing? Good evening to you as well. Nico, I'll get to your comments. I've seen those pop up just in a second. I'll keep going with this comparison. So Comparison versus credit card. So as we said, it depends which credit card you're looking at. For me personally, a credit card has been the way to go for purchases. Not because I needed necessarily the pay later benefit. It's certainly, a credit card is a fantastic avenue for improving your cash flow, because essentially you can buy something and not have to worry about it for 30 days. So it's an excellent cash flow device. I'm not advocating getting a credit card, but it's helped me with cash flow in the past. And also the Qantas points deals on some cards are extraordinary, and I think we've all enjoyed the benefits of Qantas points. Certainly a lot of value there. So for me personally, credit cards are the way to go, but I can see why buy now, pay later would appeal to many people. And they talk about the market and credit cards being competition. Well, it's not really. They sort of speak about the people who are using Afterpay and Zip are not people who have had credit cards in the past, and therefore I think it's safe to assume that it's not really an option for these people. They don't want a credit card, they're not interested, but the convenience of a buy now, pay later like Zip or Afterpay is there for the taking, really. Now, this is the really important comparison I wanted to make, probably the most important comparison in my opinion, and that's the price to sales ratio. So price to sales is used a lot to compare the value of companies where perhaps they're not profitable, and you can't compare. Like typically you would compare the PE ratio, the price to equity. Price to sales is a good one because you can apply it to pretty much any company that's generating some kind of sales. If we look at the value of Afterpay, and I know it's hitting new highs at the moment, up to $150, the price to sales is indicating that it's extremely overvalued, especially compared to Zip, their competitor. And Zip is openly makes note about this. Zip is saying that we're even better value than companies like Splitit, certainly better value than Afterpay. Now, obviously this is relative. Who has more potential, Afterpay or Zip? Hard to say. We know the 1 year return for Zip's been better than Afterpay, and we know they're growing really well. They each have unique partnerships. I think Afterpay is partnered with Amazon. Zip's partnered with Amazon. Afterpay's partnered with eBay. So they're striking deals. Zip's, it's a big player. You'd be a fool to discount Zip, I think. However, the one I really like here is PayPal. PayPal, as we know, has a buy now, pay later service. That's on the next slide. We'll get to that. And then Tesla, which a lot of people are saying the stock's in a bubble, it's way overpriced, it's shot up far too much, when's it going to crash? But compared to Afterpay, it actually looks pretty reasonable in terms of value when you look at price to sales. So I'd love to know your comments on that. I see, Kay, you've got a comment there. Afterpay's overvalued, my money on PayPal. Well, I'm getting to that. We'll look at that in the next slide, but I tend to agree with you. I think Afterpay has potential. I really like the business, but from a subjective point of view, it's really hard to go past that valuation. Very difficult to sort of predict. I do have I'm going to realign my investing approach, and I hope to go over that maybe on Sunday in the Sunday live stream. We don't really tends not to be as popular as this one. So what we might do on Sundays is I'll probably on the live stream, I think I'm going to rebalance my portfolio live, or at least make my selections on the Sunday and go through, from the very first step, just take you through the whole thing. And if you're not there on Sunday to watch it, or you can catch it afterwards. If you'd like that idea, let me know. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So let's have a look at this next slide, which is on PayPal. And I know it's not featured in the thumbnail or the description, but I think it's definitely worth talking about. So PayPal recently entered the buy now, pay later market with their Pay in 4 product, but it's not the first time they've done this. They've had PayPal Credit, and there's been one other offering they've had before that, and it just didn't do well, so they've shut it down. But now that Afterpay's becoming bigger and bigger in the US, PayPal's decided to step back in. And when we look at the performance of Pay in 4, which is their product, it's been doing extremely well. Yeah, super well. The traction they're gaining in the US is way better than Afterpay. Although a lot of people are saying that as, or buy now, pay later in the US in general is not as well known about as it is in Australia. So people argue that PayPal, who everybody knows, because they're offering this buy now, pay later service, more attention will be brought to the Zip and Afterpay products. So that's the benefit for Zip and Afterpay in relation to PayPal. But PayPal, we saw, is a better value stock when you look at the price to sales ratio. It's a huge company. They have so many more merchants on board already than Zip or Afterpay do. And it's a pretty seamless transition to enable their buy now, pay later service on your e-commerce store or retail store or whatever it might be. And we know that PayPal's product is actually cheaper for retailers to implement than it is for Afterpay. So that's the spread. I think they're the three to really consider: is PayPal, Afterpay, and Zip. And you've got to look at all three in tandem if you're thinking about investing in one of those companies. Obviously, this is not investment advice. It's for educational purposes only. Please do your own research as per usual. So yeah, check that out. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of those factors. Yeah, let me know. Drop a comment. I'd appreciate that. Having a look now at Airbnb. It's the last company I wanted to go over, and then I'll jump straight into all your questions. I see a few flowing through, so there's some good chat that we'll get to in a moment. Airbnb, IPO'd recently, but a well-known company before its IPO. It's a promising industry with a disruptive business model, obviously very different to your typical hotel booking sites, and the fact that you don't need to be a hotel to list your property on Airbnb. Unique company culture, massive addressable market, and a name synonymous with the category. People will ask you, can you find an Airbnb in, some location? Everybody knows the term. Yeah, it's a really dominant force in the short-term accommodation industry. It's also a founder-led firm, so the founder's still involved, which is can be really important for an upstart company, having the founder. We know nobody works harder than the founder. They're very invested in growing the business, so that's a massive positive. When we look at revenue from 2018 to 2019, it's a 31% jump, so clearly still in a huge growth phase, even though the company's been around for a number of years. The next lot of results is in February, but we've seen the share price just absolutely rocket. It's now at almost 200 US, I think, so crazy growth. And here's a quote. So in December, Airbnb, or traffic to Airbnb's Australian site, reached 7.85 million visits, so almost half the population, or double what it was in August. So this is their recovery from COVID. Trends are similar in hotels, with demand in accommodations up 20 to 30%. So yes, we've been, due to the conditions throughout 2020, there's been, a drop in bookings, but we're seeing the resurgence is really strong. And I think that's because, in general, a lot of people who do holiday interstate overseas have done okay through COVID. A lot of those people are in industries where they could work from home and haven't lost their job. And if they have, they've received government support. So the demand is coming back really strong. So that's a little snapshot on Airbnb. If we look at their financials, yes, in the first 3 quarters of 2020, they were hurting pretty bad. So they had a net loss of 700 mil, massive revenue still. And they had a 322 million loss in 2019. So big swing, but we know why. There was a pleasant surprise in the third quarter. Although revenue fell, they profited. So we're about to see those Q4 results, but expect a profit, I think. So they've sacked a lot of staff, and also we're seeing more spending. So I think there's upside for Airbnb. yeah, don't think they're going away. What are your thoughts? I know a lot of Australians are investing in Airbnb. It's one of the most popular US stocks, along with like Neo, Tesla, etc. Have you invested in it? Yeah, let me know. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think of Airbnb. I'll just jump to some comments now. We'll backtrack and see what we've got here. Thoughts on Pilbara Mines, or Pilbara Materials, I think they're called. Let's just jump over to their page. So Pilbara. So Pilbara's enjoyed a bit of a EV boost. We can see their stock price has surged up, but I used to be an investor in Pilbara back in 2017, and I think I caught it around here, and it just tracked down, and I got out before it jumped. It's been up and down. It hasn't been consistent, and it's really whether or not this price movement will repeat itself, and it's dominant on that lithium price. So if we look up the lithium spot price, we can see it tracks that very closely. It's a cyclical stock in the same way that an iron ore company is. There's that data which matches. Let's have a look at a month. Can we go any further? No. Oh yeah, so that's 2017. So if we come back to the Pilbara, we can see it's close, but down since sort of end of 2017, it's trended down, and we can see that a bit of a spike, but then it's trended all the way down until now. We've had a lift, but it's not proportional. I've mentioned this before. Lithium price is not where it used to be. So we've seen a little jump and a bit of a tail off now, compared to a jump that's bigger than anything we've seen before, and that could be due to the more pressing demand for EVs. Production-wise, we're not seeing it just yet, but we know that countries' 5-year, 10-year goals are to shift completely to EVs, so that's why I think we're seeing more momentum. I don't know about the company's fundamentals, and I don't know about where their mining is. I'll just have a look at this. Whether they're a hard rock miner or it's a brine, it might be able to find out. Port Hedland, Western Australia. So it'll be a hard rock mine. I think it's called Spodumene, which has good and bad elements going for it. But I think something like Vulcan, for example, Vulcan Energy would be my pick because of their offset. We've spoken about that quite a lot before, so I might go to the next one. Nico, thoughts on KIS? Now, I think we've done, King Island Scheelite. Interesting. Very small market cap. Anything that interests you in particular about this company? I'm not familiar with them. Drop me another comment and let me know what it is that sparks your interest. You're not getting into KISS. Yeah, is there some hype around this? Let me know. What am I missing? Django, how you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us. Yes, late again, but that's all cool because you can watch it again. So just make sure you jump on Sunday, and I'll forgive you, mate. Combank, NEO, no interest credit card. Yeah. So that would be like a rival product to the buy now, pay later, but does it give you Qantas points? Because if it doesn't, then I'm not interested. But yeah, I think even Westpac has an offering that's similar, even though they've sort of partnered with Zip. It's a bit funny. It's a different market, I think. Same with NAB. Yeah, no interest credit card. But what's the fee? Is there a fee, I wonder? Let's have a look. NAB straight up card. So no interest forever, but usually there's an annual fee. Perhaps not. There's your options. So similar sort of ranges, bit higher than what you can get with Zip or Afterpay, so that's a benefit. How much do I know? What else do I need to know? It's not particularly clear, is it? Yeah. Doesn't say. FAQs are pretty poor. It's got to be, usually there's like here we go, important information. Terms and conditions, yeah. Now we'll get into it. Monthly fee. How the monthly credit fee works. Monthly credit fee will apply to your account. So, outstanding balance, no purchases made, monthly credit fee charged. But how much does it charge you? It's very convoluted. I've been looking at this for half a minute now and I still don't know what the fee is. It's not very good. Maybe I've missed it, but yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy. It's not really clear. It doesn't say no fees. There's definitely a fee. Card has an outstanding balance. He will be charged. Yeah, don't know. Not clear. Don't know. What do you think? Maybe the Commonwealth Bank one's different, but looks to me like, yeah, might be a bit of a catch for that. G'day Mona, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. What is your W? I'm not sure what you mean. Let me know again. Leave another comment. Thoughts on nickel? Yeah, cool. Been looking for a good nickel miner. Nickel mines. Huge market cap. 5-year. Wow, good movement. So look what Simply Wall Street says. Nickel Mines Limited. We'll open up their page as well. So Nickel Mines, public company, low cost producer of pig iron, key ingredient for stainless steel. Cool. So Indonesia. Very interesting. That's their resource. Look at those boats, incredible. Interesting. Don't know a lot about them. Might be one worth looking into. Do they have like a like an environmental fact sheet? Let's have a look. Capital structure. We've all been looking for a sustainable nickel miner. I think that would be huge. Something that would interest Elon for sure. Corporate governance. Yeah, it's not abundantly clear. You'd think they'd put it front and center if that was the case. So, one to watch though, because we all know nickel is in high demand. Be good to see what the nickel spot price is as well. Nickel spot price. Let's have a look. Yeah, wow. It runs in cycles, but wow, look at that. But historically, look at this, pre-GFC, holy cow. It's really been trending down. I mean, if you look at the past, like 5 years, it's been trending up, but I wonder why it's become so much less valuable. That's really interesting, especially with the need to have nickel for electric vehicle production. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. What's your thoughts and what happens to SIM? Is it CIMIC? Okay. Yeah, CIMIC's gone backwards. I know their revenue's fallen a lot. Big dive. Yeah, big contractor. I mean, that's just the nature of contracting. If you don't win, especially with CIMIC, because one of their projects, like say their revenue's 500 mil, one of their projects might be worth 500 mil. So you only need to lose one that you're expecting to win, and you'll miss your forecast by a long way. It's the nature of the game. But we do know that CIMIC is involved a lot in civil construction, and we do know there's a lot of civil construction coming up. So it does operate in these cycles, as we've seen. It's at a bottom now, quite a low, it's same price it was back in 2014. Be interesting to see their workload and what they're trying to tender at the moment. That's what I'd be looking at. And if they announce any new project wins, that's going to be really key. I mean, that's why I bought Downer. If we have a look at Downer, they had some huge project wins, and as a result, we can see over the past year they've done really well. Fairly consistent price, but yeah, it's cyclical in the same nature that CIMIC is. You've just got to get in and out at the right time. Similar, if I was going to buy BHP, for example, I would not be buying it now. Just because the iron ore price is so high, there's a lot to lose. But if you're able to get it when the iron ore price was low, it might have been a good pickup. So you just got to be wary of these things when a company operates in a market that goes through cycles. So that's my take on that. Anyone on the Bitcoin train? Oh, I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I was looking at it not long ago at 20,000. I see, someone like David Kwan, another great YouTuber, investing focused YouTuber. He's dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and gee, I really wish I was doing that. It seems to be doing well, and now the institutions are backing it. It's hard to see it going backwards, although people said that when it previously hit a high of $20, so you never know. I think if it ever crashes again, I'll be loading up. Do you think it's worth dollar cost averaging starting today? I'd really like to hear your opinion on that. I'm tempted, but it's kind of that fear of missing out, a bit of FOMO. Yeah, I'd like to hear thoughts on that. Does anyone dollar cost average it here? Let me know. And should I start? Nico, don't trust fake money. Yeah, it's a finite. It's not, it's hard to say. Gentlemen, always pay in silver. Yes, we know you're a big silver fan, Nico. What's my name? My name is Jamie. Usually plays that at the start of the video. Tells you what my name is, but yeah, it's Jamie. David Mitchell, what's the easiest way of buying US shares? So I made a video. I'll show you. Made a video on how to buy US stocks, which has actually been doing quite well recently. I think because of the fact that US stocks are gaining a lot of momentum. So it is this one here. Go and check out this one. It's a good little video, and that talks about a couple of different options. I haven't made my first purchase yet, but I use Self-Wealth as my broker, and they offer US stocks as an option, and it's a really low trade. It's like $9.50 per trade. That would be the way I do it. David Kwan, for example, we're just talking about him, uses Stake. A lot of people use Stake, but the only qualm I have about Stake, which I mentioned in this video, is that they're not a listed company. They're a private company, and you don't know the financial health of that company. And if you've got money invested with them, it is insured, I think up to 200 grand from memory. But I prefer to Self-Wealth's listed, so you can monitor your broker's health and you get a fair idea if they're running into trouble. But yeah, Stake looks like a good platform. It just makes me a bit nervous in that regard. Django, yeah, a lot of people do use Stake. Did I mention Neo? What do you think? I'm bullish on Neo. I did a video on Neo not too long ago as well, which was this one here. Neo, the Tesla killer. So yeah, pro video didn't do too well, but I run over Neo a little bit in this video and give my thoughts on that, especially compared to Tesla. They've got a portion of the company they had to sell essentially to Chinese investors, including Chinese authorities. They've been buying that back slowly. They're at about 90% ownership of that company, which is called Neo China. If they can secure that back, then yeah, great. But I really think the days of upstart EV companies is quick. The window is closing really quickly. So maybe Neo is one of the last companies to be able to get in on that. I think once your traditional manufacturers start to get started on EVs, it's really hard to see why, if everyone is selling compelling EVs, why an upstart company would be able to make itself different. Tesla had that first mover advantage, which is why they did so well, and they came to the market with a great product. So monthly fee for around 22. Is that what Stake is? A monthly fee? I thought there was no fees. Oh, is that monthly fee for silver? I don't know. What are you talking about, Nico? Let me know. I've missed that. No other late fee. Yeah, let me know. Thoughts on SIM? So we just went over that. Thanks, Mona, for the question. Thoughts on JAT? Okay, let's have a look at them. Haven't heard of them. JAT, Jat Corp. Small company, very small company. Looks like a bit of a micro stock. Not so good. Development and manufacture of a range of consumer products, brand development and marketing. Okay, is there anything that interests you in particular about this company? Maybe a reason why I should take a closer look? Convince me and I will. Thoughts on Palantir? Again, done a video on that as well. Please go and check that out. Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery stock, but Palantir, if we look at their price to sales ratio, for example, actually got that over here. Palantir Technologies. I think you'll find they're quite expensive. Not giving me that there. Palantir price to sales. Yeah, it's like 70. So it's, if we come back to this, it's, higher price to sales than Tesla. It's sort of rivaling Afterpay. Afterpay's a little bit more dear, and that's just a high level metric. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad value. It's just one way to review that. I like what they do. They do have a big book of defense work, which can sort of limit your growth. You're sort of restricted by government spending in a sense. Go and watch the video and let me know your thoughts. Maybe drop a comment on there and I'll answer your questions on that forum. What do I think of ANP, SIG? Oh, a triple threat. Let's have a look. ANP. Anti-sense. And what do they do? Novel anti-sense. Okay, I'd need to do some research. Sorry, I'll try your next one. SIG. Sigma Healthcare. Oh, okay. Amcal, Guardian. Interesting. How have they been doing? Ooh. What happened there? Okay. Yeah, okay, so traditional retail, but sort of pharmaceuticals. Interesting. I know the brands. I've never heard of the ASX listed entity. Do they have anything compelling that makes you like them? Certainly, I shop at Chemist Warehouse more than I do Amcal. Amcal is comparatively more expensive, so dividends been going down. Interesting. Any reason you like them in particular? It's not something I'd immediately be interested in investing in, but obviously some massive stores and Amcals are everywhere, so interesting. Pat, you use CMC Markets, minimum is $1,000. The CMC, is it like a, you put in $10 and you trade with 100, it's like leveraged? $10 broker fee, yeah, okay. Minimum, is that per trade is 1,000? Yeah. I think I've got a friend who uses CMC as well, but I really like the Self-Wealth platform. I think it's quite good. You can buy Tesla with your Aussie broker via, like a surrogate stock. Fair enough. Prefer to buy the real deal, to be honest. I use steak, but only at dinner time. As do I. No interest. CC, just pay $22 a month for the. That's Commonwealth. Okay. Credit card. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah, so it's It's probably more expensive than, well, it is more expensive than Afterpay, provided you're paying on time. Weebit Nano artificially pumped up. Uh-oh. Who did you hear that from? Interesting comment. Yeah. Weebit Nano, let's see how they've been doing. Weebit Nano. Ultra popular stock. Ooh, they've been hit hard. Is that off the back of that news? Wow, look at that. They've come down quite a lot. Interesting. I'd like to know about their past. The thing is, their technology is so far from being implemented. So, yeah, Weebit news. Let's have a look. See if there's any truth. Executive sentenced to jail for market manipulation. Oh. Conspiracy. Market manipulation. Goodness me. 5 mil capital raising. Oh. WhatsApp messages. Oh no. To buy some. I'm running out of bullets. Yeah, okay. Radar iron ore shares. So is it in Weebit, I wonder? It looks like it's rad. Looks like it might be surrounding radar iron. Yeah, fine of 810 grand. Shoot. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks for raising that. So yeah, Weebit may be in trouble because of that. Pat, minimum trade is 1,000. You also get access to Morningstar evaluations. Yeah, I think I started trading with NabTrade, and that was quite nice because NabTrade had full suite of Morningstar insights and articles and analysis, which is, don't mind that at all. Depends on your investing strategy, I guess, and whether or not you consider some of that information in your decisions. But it's nice to have, for sure. King Korean, nice to see Vulcan. Yeah, let's have a look at a little update on Vulcan. Obviously, they had a massive blow off top. Whoa. Yeah. Gee, I was watching a video. How close did they get to $10? Yeah, that's the point. I was watching a video, and it was an Aussie bloke who's a day trader. He's quite experienced, and he was doing a stream or a Zoom call with David Kwan, and they were discussing the magical $10 mark, and it's like intervals: $1, $10, $100. They're all these like psychological points where investors push stocks to, and when they hit that point of resistance, which in Vulcan's case was $10, it presents for day traders an opportunity to short or go long, and it's a resistance level. So you wait and see if it breaks resistance. If it hits resistance and drops, it's an opportunity to short. So I would assume that's what's happening here. See if we can get a better view of this. Yeah, so it got so close to 10, but if it breaks 10, they were talking about Afterpay had a similar run, but it broke. It went in the other direction. So Afterpay, if we look at a 6-month chart, yeah, so it was this $100 mark. It had been close before, and then it got to 100. It broke it, and it maintained. And as soon as it maintained 100, that was the point to invest. And then, of course, it's a launch pad. So I like looking at bits and pieces of day trading knowledge. Not that I'm a day trader, but it's just, if you are keen on a particular stock, in your investing research, it could be an interesting factor to look at the price chart. These guys don't really care what a stock's fundamentals are. They're just looking at the price chart and looking at probabilities, historical averages, these types of things to place longs, shorts, calls, whatever it might be. So if you're interested in buying, it's good to do some technical trading analysis on a stock before you purchase, just to make sure that the indicators aren't saying that, it's actually due to go down. Yeah, Vulcan, I like the company, but I was waiting because straight line movement's never good. Nothing does this and continues to do it. There's always a correction or a consolidation at some point. So yeah, nice to see Vulcan go down. A lot of hype, a lot of potential as well. A lot better buying now than it was at 10. So yeah. Kate, who's my go-to YouTuber on stocks? For a long time, I liked Joseph Carlson. I'll show you his channel. Really good to listen to. He's based in the US. Dividend growth portfolio. Joseph Carlson. And he has a portfolio that he tracks. I think he does weekly videos. Yeah, does a really great job. Long videos, usually 17-20 minutes. He'll go over all the market news, what he's invested in this week. He dollar cost averages, and he just angles his portfolio into different segments of the market. Great guy, a lot of subscribers, and deserves it off not many videos. 139 videos. Someone like ASX Investor, shout out to him, also got a great channel on YouTube. He's probably got more videos than that now, and maybe 10,000 subs. So Joe Carlson, lots of effort and time into these long, very informative, very interesting videos, and very transparent about his portfolio, and not necessarily into picking growth stocks. He's got his mantra, sticks to it, dollar cost averages. I really enjoy that. I think his videos are great. He's probably my favorite investing YouTuber, so go and check him out. If you haven't already, yeah, love his channel. So Zip broke that 10, yes, and that's exactly what I was looking at today when I was doing my research on Zip. I need to find that. Yeah, see if I can find that trading channel. See if it pops up. Gee, I'm not sure what it would be called. David Kwan. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe day trading. It wasn't long ago. See if I can find his video. It was with, there it is, technical analysis. What's this guy's name? In this video, Michael from Demonarco ASX. This guy. Yeah. Be good to see he's got a video on Vulcan. I haven't watched any of these in isolation, but I probably should in my spare time when I find it. Yeah, go and check him out as well, because he was very interesting to listen to. Great. If you want that little bit of technical analysis knowledge and background, it might help with your investing approach. I don't know, but I really enjoyed listening to him on that video they did. So yeah, go and check out his channel. Really cool. I'd actually loved to get him on this live stream. Imagine that. Maybe I should do that. Good American stock YouTuber is Tom Nash. Okay. Yeah, cool. I'd definitely check him out. I'll put that one on the list. This is 2. So a couple of videos I need to go and watch. So Demonarco and Tom Nash, 100%. Yeah, it's so great having this resource on YouTube. There's so many different people to listen to and bounce off ideas and opinions. So yeah, really appreciate everyone here. Obviously, really enjoy these live streams and getting to chat to you and hear about new stocks. And yeah, it's been great so far. Tom Nash is great, and great Russian accent. Love that. Also, Vincent Chan is great, and Jamie, I could be the next big guy on YouTube. Well, we can only dream. That's right. So I'm wondering, maybe you guys could give me some feedback. I've been trying to put out 2 videos and 2 live streams every week. It's a lot of work. I won't lie. It is a bit of a grind, but I just wanted to know if you guys are enjoying that. What would you like to see? Are you happy with 1 video a week? Do you like the 2 and the 2? Yeah, let me know. I'd really appreciate some feedback on that. It is a bit of hard yakka for sure at the moment pushing out 2 videos and 2 live streams, and I probably look like a bit of a Nancy compared to someone like ASX Investor who's putting out 1 per day. What an absolute legend. Don't know how he does it, but yeah, give me some feedback on that. I'd really appreciate your thoughts on Crow. I did take a quick look at Crow last live stream, and to be honest, I haven't done any more research on that company. Back in the day, or not back in the day, but a couple of months ago, it featured pretty heavily on some stock page I follow on Facebook, and people were just pumping it, rocket ships on Crow all the time. I don't know much about the fundamentals, so Crow, I've just put it on the list. I will 100% look at those in the next live stream. As I mentioned, probably the Sunday live stream I do this week will be more of a follow along tutorial about rebalancing my portfolio and selecting the stocks and going through my new investing method. That's what Sunday I think I'll do, and then probably the Wednesday after live stream I'll jump on Crow and check out that video, check out that company for the video. Pat, 1 video a week's fine. Yeah, it definitely does give me more time to do an in-depth investigation. Certainly the YouTube algorithm has enjoyed 4 videos a week. It's given me a massive boost. I'm almost eligible to be monetized, so that's a terrific accomplishment. And to be honest, I thought something like that might take 2 years or a year or something like that, and I think it's only been 6 months. So thank you so much for all your support. It's been fantastic. Can't believe we're almost at 2,000 subs, which is just huge. But yeah, if you feel like helping the algorithm put some videos on in the background, I'd 100% appreciate it. But yeah, Krez, thanks for that. Good to see you on the stream. Yeah, the live streams are no drama, especially the Wednesday night. I love doing them because, one, I get to have a great chat with you guys, hear about new stocks, your feedback, and the thing about the live stream is once it's done, up it goes. With a typical video, I research a little bit for live streams. It's not as in-depth as it is for a video. So there's some research time, the time for the live stream, but then after that point, there's no editing required. So that saves a huge amount of time. As I'm sure you've heard many YouTubers say, the editing takes a lot of time. That's just the nature of it. So yeah, but yeah, 1 video is fine. Yeah, I could definitely manage 1 video and 1 live stream. I feel like that would be awesome, but I don't think it would really push the YouTube algorithm to share the channel out more, and that's just the nature of it. You really have to push out content, but I hope that with the amount of videos I've been putting out, I've been able to keep the quality the same. Let me know if not, but yeah, you're right, definitely could be more detailed if I kept it down to 1. Django, quality not quantity, absolutely, but yeah, if you've been loving them, then I think I should keep it up at least for the next couple of months to help get the channel some momentum. Okay, only watched a few of your videos and they're great, probably could be a little shorter. Yeah, I'll check out Tom Nash and also Vincent Chan. Obviously the length of videos has an impact. The length of videos has an impact on your watch hours that you, I guess, pull into the channel, which has been really important for me in order to hit that monetization milestone. It's not all about that, obviously, but it does help. And sometimes if you're doing a tutorial, it just goes long. Investing videos tend to go for quite a bit of time. So, but I will check out all of these channels that you guys have been talking about. If there's anything I can do to make my videos better, I certainly will. It's all about, at the end of the day, delivering good content for you guys. So Kinkurian, enjoy your videos, start sharing with my friends. I really appreciate that. Always But yeah, the organic YouTube growth, I think, is what fuels the channel. So I really appreciate that, though. Start a Twitter if I haven't. I haven't been on Twitter. Maybe it's something I should do. But yeah, is there anything you like about Twitter? Could be a good domain, I guess. I know it's very popular, but I just don't see the appeal. You know, it'd be better for an investing channel than starting like an Instagram account, I think. But yeah, Twitter could be cool just for some cheeky comments on the market movements, I guess. But yeah. All right, guys, I think that might do us for today. It's almost an hour. It's been a great live stream. Love these Wednesday nights. Really appreciate all of your comments as per usual. So I think I'll take this chance to say thank you and good night. If you've got anything else to say it now, or I'll catch you on Sunday. As I said, Sunday I'll do a rebalancing portfolio walkthrough. I've got a bit of a strategy that I'd like to take you guys through, sort of a new investing strategy. I feel that I've been a little bit too emotional lately in my stock choices, so I'm going to take a hard line on financials and manage the portfolio that way. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Mona. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, thank you very much. Krez, thanks, mate. I will I'll see you in the next one. That's all for now, guys. I hope you have a good night and enjoy the rest of your week. Appreciate you joining the live stream. See you next